morning, good afternoon everybody. It is Tuesday here in New York City. We're going to be commuting to Pennsylvania Station, Penn Station. It's going to be a very, very short live stream tonight because I do have to head out to Long Island in order to facilitate my move. So we're just going to be headed down to Pennsylvania Station tonight. Hey, I see Soho guys here. What's up, L the Original? Hope everybody's well. Happy Tuesday. Just let me put my stuff away here. Hey, Savannah, how are you? Hey, I see Bowser. What's up, Bowser? L the Original, welcome everybody. Hey, Fry Bread says yo-yo. What is going on, everybody? L the Original says, is that a rat or a mouse? I believe they're all rats. So here, after dark in Central Park, we have tons and tons of rats. Here's another one right here. You can see him. Look at that guy. Look at that rat. Crazy. Hey, I see Sally here. What's up, Sally? I see GGNYC. DJ Fisher. War Walker says, eek rats. Savannah says, fine, Tom. Macho Tony says, did you get off of work early? So I didn't get off of work early tonight. I have to go to Long Island to pick up a car. The ABX girl says, hi, good and early indeed. But everybody, so we don't have the skateboard tonight. A little bit of change of plans. I'm just trying to zip up my backpack here. We will be walking to Pennsylvania Station. I have to get on the train. I have to get on the Long Island Railroad in order to head back home to pick up a car. But we do have a very small topic for tonight's stream. Hey, Traveling Tips is only a few more days before you move. I know, Traveling Tips. Pretty nervous about it, so I have to get on a flight tomorrow. Look at this. Oh, I thought there was a rat. Squirrel. Not bad. But Traveling Tips, how are you? Sally says, nothing much. Doing okay, Tom. Ninja7 says hello. Says, wow. Savannah says, what about you, Tom? I'm doing really good. Doing really good. So we're going to be walking to Penn Station, everybody. Bowser says, how come there is no slow mode, Tom? I didn't have time to adjust the settings tonight, Bowser. I'm in a little bit of a rush. But I'm glad everybody is here. So essentially, I have to go out to Long Island, pick up a car so I can drive back to my apartment to move all of my stuff out because I will be on a flight. I will be on a plane tomorrow to Southern Florida. So I need to facilitate everything as fast as possible. Hey, I see Maria O says, exciting times, Tom. Good luck with your closing. Mine was smooth, just tons of signing. Overall, very smooth. I think that's probably how it's going to be with me too, Maria, but you know, anything can happen, but I do appreciate the positivity. Bowser says you should try it next time when you live stream. I definitely will. So we may be buffering a little bit, everybody, because we're streaming earlier, so there's more people out in New York City. We usually stream really, really late at night, so we usually never have any buffering issues. But now that, I think this is the earliest we've ever been on in a long time. Hey, Kareem is here. What's up, Kareem? How are you? JD Fisher. Chill Beats to Chill says, what topic am I seeing? It's not 10 p.m. I know. So I wanted to bring about your attention to this great book that just came out by one of my favorite people of all time. His name is Qiufan Li. Qiufan Li. And originally he wrote a book called AI Superpowers, where he details the future of artificial intelligence and its implications on mainland China and the United States. So he actually just came out with a brand new book. It's phenomenal. Brand new book called AI 2040 that I wanted to bring attention to, and I really, really recommend it. So it's called AI 2040 by Qiufan Li. It's a fantastic book. And so we'll talk about it a little bit tonight. I just started reading it, and it's very, very good so far. So if you're interested in tech, artificial intelligence, anything like that, you know, Qiufan Li was the former president of Google China. So he knows what he's talking about. He knows the inside and outs of the machine learning, artificial intelligence world, and companies that are based in mainland China. So definitely one to watch there. Hey, Audi R8 1996 says hello, everybody. What's up, guys? Hey, Caleb says, hi, Tom. I am Confused, do you have a watch on? I do not have a watch on. Do not. Destructionist says happy Tuesday, an early stream tonight. Yes, Destructionist, we are on a little bit early tonight because we're just going to be walking. I have to head out to Long Island, so I just thought I'd stream the commute to Penn Station. I see Sunshine After Rain. What's up, Sunshine? JD Fisher, hope you're well. William Travis says hello, everybody. Dave in Maine says glad I could catch you tonight. Good to have you here, Dave in Maine. Joey says still coming to Philly. Joey, we are coming to Philly. We are. Maybe in 2 weeks. Kathy says I love these streams. What's up, Kathy? How are you? Welcome, everybody. Tron1 says crash. Fernando is here. What's up, Fernando? How are you? So we're going to be walking down 5th Avenue because I think it'll be the least amount of people. And we're going to be headed to the new Moynihan train station. I have to get the Long Island Railroad to Long Island. So no skateboard tonight. I have to get a lot of stuff done this week. But it's good to see everybody. Fernando, how are you? The Finisher is here. What's up, Finisher? Hello. Melissa White, welcome. Daryl says hello from Chicago, Illinois. Always good to have you, Daryl. Melee, I see you in the chat. Melanie Sam says hello, how is everybody? I see Cosmo Scary and the ABX girl. So this is a very early stream for us. We usually never stream this early. Hey, Warren Drew. What's up, Warren? Michelle McGraw is here. Says, hey, Tom, out early tonight. Indeed, we are. Good to see you. The Finisher. Melee, good to see you. So we're looking at 432 Park Avenue. Hey, Brittany McMurdy says, hey, Tom, good afternoon / good evening. We're on a little bit early tonight, everybody. So apologize for the time change, but I just wanted to get on. I didn't want to miss another night of streaming. But Brittany McMurdy, hope you're well. Hey, Bowser. Hey, BMX Boys Club says, made it. What's up, BMX Boys Club? How you doing? I believe from the Bronx. Chill Beats to Chill says, I'm still working. This is so cool. Hey, Mike says, I love early stream. It's late night in Europe. Zap Balance says, oh my God, Tom, you started the stream early tonight. Indeed. The time did not change already. But for those of you who are just joining, I had to start early tonight. Had to. I got to get out of the city. Have to pick up a car so I can move all of my stuff out because I'm flying to South Florida tomorrow. Hey, Monica is here. Monica is our pal from Sweden. What's up, Monica? Ireva says, hi, Tom. How's it going today? You're on early. Yes. Ireva, we are on early. It's good to see you. It's good to see you, Zap Allen, as well. Cosmos Scary is here. Says, I just went to the library. They didn't let me in the reading room for pictures. Interesting. Brandy says, hey, Tom and everybody. Grossmer86 says, hi, Tom. Fairly new to your channel. Very informative and enjoying seeing the sights. And have subscribed. I am closing on my new place on Thursday. Hey, congratulations, dude. That's awesome. Good for you. We're happy to have you on the stream. I'm closing on my place October 1st, so I'm a little bit hectic here, cutting it down to the wire. But it's good to see everybody. Edson, I see you in here. BMX Boy says West New York, New Jersey, but always in the city. Awesome. Love New Jersey. Omar K says, hello everyone, how's it going? Everyone is well. Omar K, what's up? Edson says, will it rain tonight? So I did look at the forecast. It's supposed to rain on and off all night. I didn't bring an umbrella, but I do have my hoodie on. So this is Billionaires Row. I'll show you guys. It's a very, now that it's not dark, you guys can probably see very clear-cut picture. You can see Central Park Tower, the Steinway building, and the top right-hand corner of your screen, you can see the Plaza Hotel. Hey, Lady O is here. What's up, Lady O? How are you? Our moderator from New Jersey. Always good to see you, Lady O. So we are here on Fifth Avenue. Elle says I got passed on to a second interview for hire at a hospital job today. So best wishes. I was very nervous. Elle, that's awesome. You're gonna crush it. I think you're gonna get that job too, Elle. I'm praying for you, happy for you. Ireva says we've been getting a little rain here in northeastern California. Very good. Zuma says Bergen County representing. What's up, Bergen County, New Jersey? How are you, Zuma? Good to have you back in the chat. GGMYC says, I'm looking forward distracting myself with your Miami streams this winter. Yeah, so I should be in Miami the majority of the winter, but I will be back and forth. I definitely will be back and forth. I see Destructionness in the chat. Christian, how are you? Kobo Bunny says, any updates on the Evergrande disaster? So there have been a few updates which we covered in last night's, stream 2 nights ago. They are making some of their debt payments. However, this is mostly locally denominated debt. The only thing that concerns me, I think there's about 78 institutions that have exposure to Evergrande that they're not getting paid. But what I think will happen, and as I've said before, my main worry about the Evergrande situation is really just the Chinese middle class people, because Evergrande pre-sold about 1.4 million apartments to Chinese people that have either paid deposits or paid fully in cash for these residences that have not even been built yet. So I don't want anybody to lose any of their money. So I think the Chinese government's going to come in there and backstop it, just so the people don't lose all their money. But the real reason why this started in the first place is because there's been a lot of reforms in China in relation to businesses taking on debt. So essentially, Evergrande was sort of like running, allegedly sort of like a Ponzi scheme, and they were using new debt to pay off old debt. And so since China, the CCP, put a stop to that, everything is sort of coming to a headwinds right now. So we'll be following the story as we go through the week. Christian says, Tom sounds like a young sportscaster to me. Perfect voice for that. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Elle says, me too, thanks. The lady said she was gonna put a good word in for me. I feel like I already got it though. I think you're gonna get it. I really am confident about that. At least I hope you get it. You deserve it. I hope you get it. All right, so we'll continue our way down. So for those of you who are joining, so we're gonna have a very brief topic for tonight's stream, because I really didn't have time to prepare anything conclusive, but I do want to bring up a very interesting topic. So we talk a lot about artificial intelligence and machine learning on the stream, and oftentimes I'll bring up Kai-Fu Lee. And Kai-Fu Lee was the former president of Google China, and he wrote a book in 2018 called AI Superpowers, where he details the strength in artificial intelligence in mainland China as well as the United States. And he actually went on to retire from Google and open up his own venture capital firm called Sinovation Ventures, where he only invests into Chinese-based artificial intelligence machine learning companies. So he just came out with a brand new book. It's called AI 2041, 10 Visions for the Future. But one of the things that's very interesting about this book is he combined all of his experience over the years in artificial intelligence and machine learning and sort of made 10 different predictions about what he sees AI and machine learning looking like over the next decade. So in order to do that, he actually partnered with one of the most famous science fiction writers in China. So it's a very easy read, and for those of you who don't really like to read just fiction novels, if you're interested in nonfiction, this is a very good mix of the two to give a good predictive approach about what we think AI will look like moving into 2040. So very good. Check out the book. This is it. It's called AI 2041 by Qiufan Li. Very good read. Hey, Ken Long says hi, Wall Street Skate Bro. And Chad, what's up everybody? I'll read the comments in just a second, but I do have to rush. I have to get a train. I have to make a train in about an hour here. Sabrina says, sounds good. Karina Thompson says, hello, bro, Tom. What's going on? Rosie says, saludos. JK is here as always. Beautiful. Zuma, always good to have you back in the chat. Always a pleasure having you, Zuma. Says, beautiful evening in the city. Sabrina Fair says, I'm strictly non-fiction. Very interesting. So I think you'll like this book because what he does is he makes predictions about what he thinks AI is going to look like in the future, but he does it in a way where that he wants everybody to be educated about it. He wants everybody to be able to read about it. So he partnered with one of the greatest science fiction writers of all time in China to write this book, to come up with 10 really interesting stories about what is actually really possible that may happen in terms of artificial intelligence and machine learning. So I'll show the book again. AI, 10 Visions for the Future by Qiufan Li. So check out the book. I just started reading it and I will give you guys a full update very, very soon. Irevis says, how long does it take you to read a big book like that, pages? It'll probably take me about a week, Irevis, to read it. I'm gonna be on a very, very long flight tomorrow. Well, not long, 2.5 hours. So hopefully I'll crush through the majority of it. Ninja7 says, I love this channel. Thanks for streaming. Appreciate it. Christian says, what church is this? So this is the St. Thomas Church. And this is one of my favorite churches in Manhattan, just because the architecture is so beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Amazing Day says, hi, Tom from Connecticut. We love Connecticut in the stream. Jerome says, just subscribed to your channel. Thank you, Jerome. Appreciate you. Kobo Bunny says, Wall Street Skate Bros. So is artificial intelligence going to be very scary for humanity, or is it just another tech convenience like 5G? So I think that's a good question. So what Qiufan Li says, and he details in his other previous book, is he says there's two forms of artificial intelligence. There's two forms of AI. The first form is narrow AI. And then the second form of AI is called general AI. And general AI is sort of what we see on, the big movie theaters. If you think about like a Terminator-like guy running around and you can mimic human behaviors. You could be funny and charismatic. And general AI is really, really far off. We're not even close, not even coming close to being able to have a machine replicate general AI. And general AI is essentially a human, or is essentially a machine's ability to replicate human emotions and be funny and make jokes and be playful and things like that. And I think that's very, very far off. However, narrow AI is here and it's very, very powerful. So with machine learning, data science, you need massive, massive amounts of information. I'm talking terabytes worth of information where you can train machines to identify pictures. It can be used in the medical field. There's so many different examples about how big data, machine learning, and AI can really be impactful. The one he talks about the most, because Qiufan Li, unfortunately, while he was writing the book, I believe, he was diagnosed with cancer. And so he was talking to one of the medical doctors about how we will be able to have predictive algorithms where AI will be able to predict pre-cancers better than any other doctor ever could, just because there's so much data out there. If we keep feeding these machines photographs of cancerous tumors and things like that, they'll actually be able to learn and improve at a very much faster rate than any human ever could. So very interesting. We'll keep an eye on that. I apologize I'm not looking at the comments too much tonight, but I gotta catch a train and I can't miss it. All right, we'll take a look at St. Patrick's Cathedral. William Travis says, is this Fifth Avenue? Indeed it is. Hey, BMX Boys Club says, what do you think about the more than 70,000 doctors who were fired because they refused to take the jab? What effect do you believe that will have on the city? I'm not going to comment on that BMX Boys Club because I don't want to talk about like the vaccines or anything like that, but I apologize. Hey, Cynthia Martinez is here. What's up, Cynthia Martinez? Just became a member. Thank you for the support. L the Original says, I'm scared of robots, Tom. So let's see if we can take a peek inside St. Patrick's. Look at how beautiful this church looks in here. Hey, Ruben, how are you? NYC Cherry Groove says, Tom, you riding the LIRR? Yes. So Cherry Groove, I have to catch a train in about an hour. I'm going to take the train to Long Beach to pick up a car in which I will drive back to the city in order to move all of my stuff out. I'm flying to Miami tomorrow morning. Hey, Elizabeth is here. Says, hey, Tom, safe travels. Appreciate that. Lady O says, I love that you stopped to show us the architectural treasures. Appreciate you, Lady O. So this is St. Patrick's Cathedral. If we look straight ahead, it's a beautiful, beautiful church with amazing architecture. JK, I see you. I see Fresh Start says, hi, Tom. Amazing Days is much more busy than late stream. Ken, how are you? Ruben says, I'm doing good, Tom. I'll try to read a couple more comments here. CB Earth Day 2070 says, I believe the future with AI and robotics. I believe in it as well. Jerome says, amazing how you don't sound out of breath at all while talking. Your mic sounds really good. Thank you, Jerome. Appreciate it. Hey, Charlie says, powerful computers will be needed for artificial intelligence. I agree. I agree. Ken says, do you normally talk about books while live streaming? So Ken, we mainly talk about finance and tech while live streaming, and we're usually on a skateboard. However, this week is very, very busy for me. I'm closing on a new property down in Florida, so I do apologize in advance that we're probably not going to have as good of a quality stream as we usually do, just because I have so much going on. But we usually stream Monday through Friday in Manhattan, skateboarding around the city, and talking about specific topics in relation to finance and tech. Hey, NYC Cherry Groove says, Tom, congrats on your move. We are all proud of you. Appreciate that, NYC Cherry Groove. You're a great moderator, and I appreciate you as well. Christian says, just realized you weren't rolling on the wheels. Yeah, I had to leave the skateboard home because honestly, everybody, I really don't want to be a nuisance. So that's why I stream very late at night. Well, the number one reason I stream very late at night is because I'm working all day, right? But another reason is I don't really want to be a menace to people walking and commuting, having to deal with my skateboard. So I think that if we skateboard later at night, it gives me time to really focus on building my business, and I can avoid being a nuisance to all the commuters here. Hey, Ken Lang says, I'm a subscriber and I like finance and tech too. Hey, Ken, appreciate it, man. Happy to have you here. Hey, and I see Abdullah. Hey, Abdullah says, interesting. IoT and AI can affect on repetitive and low cognitive tasks like cleaning streets and so on. The type of jobs we can automate will eventually be safe. The type of jobs that can be automated, they will eventually. Absolutely, I agree. So one of the things is, if you talk about like artificial intelligence and machine learning, a lot of the automation will take place in what I like to call back office jobs, right? So if you think about, investment banking and HR, back office, auditing, underwriting, AI will be able to overtake those jobs with ease. And there's already some companies that are doing this with software. For example, Workday, they provide software for human resources. So even Workday has outsourced a lot of jobs to automation and software. So I think as we move forward, we're going to see a lot of these back office jobs, HR, as well as underwriting, really be outsourced to robots and machines. Hey, I see Out and About here. What's up, Out and About? Out and About is our pal from Toronto, Canada. Charlie is here, says, hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien, y tú? AI will put us all out of jobs. I don't think it'll be as crazy as people think, in my opinion. Blink Pink says, new sub. Thank you for subscribing, Blink Pink. I appreciate you. Eric says, new folks should take a look at the Sunday night stream. The views from the Manhattan Bridge, says Eric, Texas. That was a great stream. Hey, Sunshine After Rain, says Tom, you're so thoughtful. So are you. Amazing Day says, do you short sell stocks? I don't personally. The only time I would ever sort of go short is if I'm hedging. So I would probably just sell some calls or something on some of the stocks I own, but I don't short outright. Or as it's called, naked short selling. I don't do that. The city's pretty busy tonight, guys. Pretty busy, really busy. Ramon says, hey friend, I see you every night. Hey Ramon, that's awesome. Lost in Curve says, I see decision-making jobs going AI can digest infinitely more data than a manager. I agree. And so that was one of the main points about what Kai-Fu Lee was saying. He's like, if you think about the two superpowers that are really going to be the most successful in artificial intelligence and machine learning, he says that's going to be China and the United States. And the reason why he says that is because in order to have successful AI, you need very, very good quality data. And the United States and China are the two countries that have the most quality data. I would even say China even more so because they're more advanced than the United States in terms of fintech and things like that at this specific state. Ken says, do you day trade? No, I do not. I do not. Hey, War Walker's here. What's up, War Walker? Says, Tom, do you have help with the movings? I don't have that much help, but then again, I'm a minimalist, so I don't have much things. The only things that I have to move, War Walker, is all of my books. So I have these 3 massive Home Depot boxes at home that are filled with these books. Which and they could weigh a lot. So I have like a little hand cart that I have to help me load it into the car. Hey, ZOR says hello from Oklahoma City. So hopefully you guys are getting a good perspective of how Manhattan looks towards the tail end of rush hour. Kobo Bunny says, Wall Street Skate Bro, I wouldn't put too much confidence in China. Many previous books have detailed how China will eventually collapse just like the Soviet Union did because of tyranny. Kobo Bunny, that's a very good point. That's actually a phenomenal point. That's a really, really good point. And I think there's some truth to that. I think that if the CCP continues to overreach and essentially destroy businesses in China internally, I think you're actually going to have a situation where the United States will actually have to come in and help China get back up on their feet. And there's a really good book that details just that, what Kobo Bunny was saying. And one of my good friends, Jim Ropel, who runs Ropel Capital Management, asked me to read it. I forgot the name of the book, but I said it here before on the stream. But I think you bring up a phenomenal point, and that's very, very possible. I mean, just look what we've been seeing with the regulations towards e-commerce in China and the Evergrande situation. What a lot of people don't understand is that even though Evergrande was sort of running a little bit of a risky business, the main issue that I see with the Evergrande situation is that the Chinese government actually caused this problem. Because what they're doing is they're reining in on the lending requirements. So Evergrande's business model was very, very reliant on taking new debt to pay previous obligations. And now that Evergrande cannot do that, you know, now you have a house of cards that's going to come down, and I think it's going to come down hard. However, I think the contagion will not be as bad as people think. I don't think it'll be like a Lehman Brothers situation, in my opinion. There's other people that do, but that's just my sort of take. Hey, AMB says, hey Tom. Lisa says, Seaspiracy. Fresh Start says, Tom, why are you skipping my comments? I have to catch a train, and I think I'm actually gonna miss it. So I can't really read all the comments like I do every night. I try to read as many as I can, but tonight I have to catch a train in literally 30 minutes, and I'm very, very far away from the train station. Hey, Fred says, hey, Wall Street Skate Bro, where are we off to tonight? The subject. So Fred, I have to walk to Penn Station. I have to take the train out to Long Island, pick up a car to move out of my apartment. But if you want to rewind the stream a little bit, we were talking about this book. It's called AI 2041. And the author is Kai-Fu Lee, former president of Google China. And we also did on I think a stream last month, we did a full review of his other book called AI Superpowers 2018. So this is an additional book that is very, very well constructed, because he takes all of his predictions about the future and articulates them in such a wonderful way, because he hired one of the most well-known science fiction writers in China to help articulate these stories. So it's sort of like a fiction, non-fiction mix. Very good book. Check it out. William, what's going on, William? Says, Tom, what time closest stores in New York, or what time do the stores close? I think the majority of the stores close probably right around 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Some stores close at 9. All right, everybody, this is the New York Public Library. Terry says, hello, friends. What's up, Terry? Hi, Reba says, keep an eye on the time. Don't want you to miss your train. I really do appreciate that, I Rebus. Hey, Michelle Cunningham says, hello, everyone. Just coming in late. Michelle, how are you? Ermin UK. Photos from around New York. L the Original says, Tom, you don't want to catch a cab. I hope you don't miss your train. I like to walk it. I think I'll be fine, but maybe I will hop in a cab. Fifth Avenue looks different compared to the 1980s, says Ruhak. Sally says, beautiful night. Kurt Flirt says, good night, folks. What people don't realize is how cunning China is, as well as intelligent. They would destroy their economy a little to get help from the US and then build it back up. I think that's an interesting take, Kurt. I think that's a very, very plausible, interesting take. CB says, I hope you don't miss your train, Tom. Appreciate that. Ken says, hasn't the Chinese government already decided to keep Evergrande afloat? So I think they're probably going to keep it afloat through backdoor banking in terms of the Bank of China. Hey, EBITDA says, howdy, you are early today, watching from the office / trying to distract myself from having to read this PPM. Hey, EBITDA, welcome to the stream. That sucks that today was brutal though, man. I hope your day gets better, but EBITDA, today is going to be a very short stream because I got to catch a train. I'm headed out to Long Island. I have to pick up a car in order to drive it back to the city to move all my stuff out. Then I got to wake up early tomorrow to go to JFK and fly to Miami to close on the property. So it's going to be an eventful week. And I have 2 meetings tomorrow. So I'm going to probably be taking those meetings from the check-in line at the TSA. So hopefully the clients won't throw a fit. But EBITDA, the topic of tonight's stream is this book, AI 2040. So check it out. It's a great read. EBITDA says, Wall Street Skate Row today was full of heavy buying. Tomorrow's opening should be interesting. Hope the trip goes well. Hey, thank you, EBITDA. I appreciate that. Hey, Fang, how are you? Miguel, L the Original. L, I really hope you get that job. I really do. I think you're gonna get it though. I got a good feeling about it. If the interviewer gives you good feedback right after the interview, 9 times out of 10, that means you got it. ABM says, you moving, Tom? Yes, we will be moving to Miami, but I will be back and forth. Michael F says, evening, early start to the stream today. Your thoughts on why the VIX was up today? Yeah, so we had another big bid in the VIX, but if you look where the VIX closed, it closed well off its highs. It did close well off its highs, but we did hear from former Fed Chair Janet Yellen. We heard from Janet Yellen that said the United States government is going to run out of money by October 18th. Now there is some truth to that, but this happens all the time. This happens every year. They usually kick the can down the road. They fight about it. They, pump it up on Fox News and CNN and says the Democrats suck, the Republicans suck, and then they just lift the debt ceiling. So same old stuff in my opinion, but we'll see. Hey, Funny Villagers is from India. What's up? Everybody from India, how are you? So we're coming up on the Empire, everybody. So check out the Empire State Building right here. Hey, Gerald Lee says, hey Tom, just popped in for a second. Hope you have a safe trip to Miami. Thank you, Gerald. I appreciate it. Hope you're well too. Happy Tuesday. We're walking down 5th Avenue. Headed to Penn Station. Jay says, congrats on the new home, Tom. Hey, Jay, thank you. I appreciate that, Jay. Always good to see you. Hina Asim says, beautiful sky. Yeah, check out the sky, everybody. Check out the clouds in the background of the Empire State Building. That looks really, really nice. Hey, I see Penelope's in here too. What's up, Penelope? Always good to see you. EBITDA says, skate bro. Where in Miami, if you feel comfortable sharing? North Miami Beach. North Miami Beach. So EBITDA, I'm exactly equidistant between Fort Lauderdale Airport and Miami Airport. So exactly equidistant. I'm pretty close to the Aventura Mall. Ken says, thoughts on Florida governor or no comment? I'm gonna have to do no comment. I don't want to dig myself too deep politically. So we're now walking past 36th Street, East 36th and 5th. Almost to 34th. EBITDA is nice. I'll let you know next time I'm in the city if you want to grab a drink or something. Absolutely, EBITDA. That'd be great. I'm down. Thank you for that. Hey, Penelope says, hi, Tom. Good to see you and the magical sky. Good to have you here, Penelope. Brandy says, didn't think we would see you this week, Tom. I know. I thought I was going to be way too busy, but I'm like, you know what? If I have to go to the train station anyway, I might as well walk it and show you guys what New York City looks like during rush hour. So what's your day jobs, is Ken? I'm in tech. I work in tech. What about you, Ken? Hey, Kobo Bunny says, Wall Street skate bro, well, moving away from a picturesque city speaks volumes, I think. Tom has made up his mind. So Kobo Bunny, I will be back and forth between New York and Miami. That I promise you. I'm probably gonna spend about half the month in Miami, half the month here in New York. NYC Cherry Groove says, Tom, if you don't mind saying, if you got a mortgage, which financial institution did you use? I used JP Morgan, Chase, and it was a nightmare, Cherry Groove. The ABX girl says, everybody speed walks. Good to see you, ABX girl. Photos from around New York says, what are your thoughts on Wall Street bets overall? I think there's some very smart people on there. But the majority of the people, I wouldn't take my advice from Wall Street bets, to be honest. Hey, Orland Edwards is here. Orland, good to see you. This is very interesting, Tom. Hey, Joey says, I'll be in New York City later this week. Joey, that's awesome. The city is beautiful this time of year. It's not too hot, not too cold. Joey, you're gonna have a great time. Hey, Julie is here. AMB says, good blessings for you and your new home. Thank you, appreciate that. RG says, what are these skinny new buildings in New York? The majority of them are called, I believe, Billionaires Row. Billionaires Row. EBITDA says, how will the tax situation work? Will New York let you be the primary residence in Florida, or will they come for your money? They will come for the money. So I have to, I'm doing a whole restructuring of the business in Florida, and I'm going to set up the business in Florida. So it's gonna be a full transition, and I'm going to homestead in Florida, in which case I'll be able to be eligible for a $50,000 property tax exemption because I will be homesteading. So for me, I do everything by the book. I do everything by the book. So my business is incorporated in New York right now, but at the end of the year, I will be moving that to Florida. So we'll be in accordance to everything. Yeah, but the comment I'll make on Wall Street bets is that I think a lot of new people, like a lot of new investors, they'll get the bug, as I like to call it. I call it the bug. They'll get the bug. They'll get the stock market bug for like a year, right? And then they'll, be in all these chat rooms and on all these message boards about, hey, they post pictures of stock charts and things like that and say, hey, this is going to break out because it's in this pattern and that pattern and it's going to go. And I think probably the majority of that is all nonsense and kind of ridiculous. No real professional institutional investor that I know does anything like that. It's not, because you got to understand something. If you're running a lot of money, like if you have a pretty big AUM of like $1 billion, right? Let's say if you're a pretty decent sized mutual fund, you're on $1 billion or $2 billion, you need liquidity to invest, right? So you can't be on Wall Street bets looking at all these micro cap stocks that only trade $2 million a day. It's just not sustainable. What professional investors do is they look for good quality companies that are compounding out their earnings growth over the course of the next 3 to 5 years. And so 9 times out of 10, those companies have huge TAMs, or huge total addressable markets, where they dominate. So if you think about all these mega cap tech companies, the majority of them have at least a 25% or greater compounded annualized growth rate in terms of their EPS. So institutions will buy those in huge amounts, and they'll sit and they'll hold them for years, right? That's how you compound out your account, not trying to scrape and steal, $500 or $50 a day off of, a meme stock. It's just not real. It's ridiculous. Hey, Anna says, good evening. What exactly is homesteading? Many good wishes to you. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. It's a great help. Hey, it's awesome. So homesteading is essentially you're a resident, a primary resident of Florida, which means the property that you're buying, you're going to be living in. Because one of the biggest things about a lot of these states that are quote unquote tax havens is people will just buy a property there and they'll never live there, just so they could reap all the tax rewards. So what Florida put in place is, if this is going to be your primary residence and you're actually going to live here, we will reward you for moving your business down here or for working down here, but they'll check up on you and make sure you're actually living there. So it's sort of like a tax subsidy, a tax credit that you'll get for moving to Florida and living there as your primary residence. So hopefully that makes sense. Hey, JL is here. Says, hello, Tom. Hello, everybody. Good to see you, JL. Good to see you. Julie, hey, Jerry Williams Jr. says, happy Tuesday night. What's up, Jerry? Hope you're well. Hunter Butler says, hey, Wall Street Skate Bro. Hey, Hunter. Ken says, do you believe in technical analysis? I do, but to an extent. And I don't think you can get the two confused. Fundamentals always comes first, right? Fundamentals will always come first, because if you think about it in layman's terms, I think when a lot of people get involved in the stock market is they just think about stocks as little squiggles on a chart, but these are companies. Right, you got to think about the stock market as these are companies we're evaluating here. So I think it's very important to be well-rounded in some sort of securities analysis, right? Because at the end of the day, the price of a stock will follow the trajectory of its forward projected earnings and forward projected revenue, right? So for all of these people that are buying GameStop and all these other companies, great segue, by the way. All these people that are buying, GameStop, AMC, and, they're doing it for a laugh. I mean, is the fundamental story there? I mean, in my opinion, I don't think so. What I think happened with the GameStop situation is that it was probably trading somewhere under fair value, right? But oftentimes companies will trade below fair value or even at cash value because there's no forward-looking earnings. Right? And if you think about it, the stock market is a discounting mechanism. So it discounts earnings into the future. And if you have a company that doesn't have any projected forward earnings, it's probably going to trade less than fair value. So once people started buying it, these whopper institutions that were unhedged in their shorts or they were naked short selling, that buying pressure pushed up the price of the stock and force them to cover their shorts. And quite literally, when you have a naked short, in order to close your short or to cover your short, you need to buy back that common stock. So it's a never-ending perpetual cycle that sort of compounds on itself, and you have this major ripper short squeeze. So I think it's something, short term, yeah, you may make a couple bucks and have a few laughs, but long term, I think a lot of these people, or if not all of them, are going to lose all their money. Hey, Action Kid is here. Yo! Action Kid says GameStop and AMC also had an issue with having more shares short than they were available. Yeah, that is true. So that actually happens on a lot of companies, which is really crazy because if you think about the overall float, I think it had something like 170% of its overall float sold short, which is insane. Right, so do I think that there should be regulations to probably not allow that? Yeah, probably. But I think it's just something that's a big media story that everybody wants to push to get clicks. But if you're looking for a sustainable investment thesis over time, it's not real. It's garbage. But that's my opinion. People could have differing opinions. Murky's here again. You could own a boat/yacht and pay no property taxes at all and be a Florida resident. Heard some companies do this and pay nothing at all. Yeah, but that's going to come back to bite you. I don't do anything like that, in my opinion. I mean, my whole thing is that, if you do the right thing, I think you're going to be rewarded over time. If you do something unethical or something under the table to save a few bucks, you're always going to get caught. That's just my firm belief. Just like a lot of these people that are promoting these altcoins or these alternative cryptocurrencies, just because the SEC doesn't regulate it, they think that they can promote them to their followers and scam them and get away with it. They're not going to get away with it, trust me. The SEC is going to come down on it hard. The SEC is going to hammer these people that are promoting these cryptocurrencies. I can guarantee it. All right, everybody. So we're at 34th Street, Penn Station. Murky says, yeah, for sure. But I mean, some people do live in their boat and pay nothing. Yeah, that is true. That's true. Hey, the Munchbox. What's going on? Ken says, I don't think most traders were looking at GameStop and AMC as long-term investments. Interesting. EBITDA says, Wall Street, what about shops like Renaissance who are quant funds? Do you think they are leaning on fundamentals? I can tell you for a fact, insider trader is healthy. Look at the Fed. Yeah, so that's exactly what I'm saying. So if we're talking about like an individual retail investor, right, that thinks he's going to go into the market and day trade and make money, you're wrong. And that's due to these quantitative funds. I mean, these like Renaissance, Two Sigma, Citadel, right? These are all quantitative clearing firms and market makers on Wall Street that run complex, very, very complex algorithms that steal pennies off of your bids due to payment for order flow and things like that. So those are the ones who are going to make money. So if you want to sit behind your desk all day and look at the 5-minute stock chart and try to buy and sell against these guys, you know, have fun. So what that does is, for a regular portfolio manager, it forces you to expand your time horizons. It forces you to expand your time horizon thesis to a holding period of, say, 6 to 12 months, 12 to 24 months. Because again, to your point, EBITDA, why would you want to compete against a Two Sigma, a Citadel, a Jump Trading, Renaissance Technologies, D.E. Shaw? You don't want to do that. It's ridiculous. So I definitely agree with you. Do I think you can make money day trading? Yes, if you're a quant shop, right? But the average Joe who's sitting behind his computer, buying and selling GameStop, I think that's probably a little bit crazy, and I wouldn't recommend it, in my opinion. Hey, the Mighty Bull is here. Watching, listening, and thinking. Good to see you, the Mighty Bull. Always good to see you. Julio says, hey, Tom, you think you could give these long walks in Florida, because of the weather? Yeah, so I think we'll probably skateboard around in Florida as much as we can. JL says, I'm in the parking lot of a Target. I'll have to check in later. Awesome.
Do a bunch, because then you have all your stuff on video already. Yeah, you just
Chris S is just by the SPY in the 270-280 area and sit on things for the next new high. If you can't read a stock chart, you will make over 100% gains, says Chris S. EBITDA says, oh yeah, retail traders have like a 0.06% chance of being successful day trading. They need just to buy, hold, and buy even more on the dip. Yeah, I think, so if you look at like mutual fund managers, right? And that's why, I try to put links in the description to real mutual fund managers that have consistently outperformed the market over the past 3, 5, and 10 years. And we could sort of draw conclusions and find commonalities within their overall investment thesis. And 9 times out of 10, the mutual fund managers that outperform the market are buying quality names for the long term in industries that have massive TAMs, massive total addressable markets, that are compounding their earnings 25% plus quarter over quarter. And they buy these stocks on weakness, and they tend to hold them over long periods of time. If you're going to sell your quality names every time the stock market drops 5 or 10%, you're just wasting your money. I think people have to expand their time horizons and hold quality companies. And if you don't want to manage your own portfolio, you're better off just buying an index fund that's very low cost, that tracks an indice like the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ, and just dollar cost averaging and holding, because then you'll get a broad stock market exposure. Hey, Hunter Butler says, I am looking for somewhere good to eat tonight in Manhattan, maybe at an inexpensive sit-down spot. Any suggestions? Yes, so I would go to this place called Land, L-A-N-D. Check it out. And if you want, you could go tonight, and it's on the Upper West Side. It's a very good Thai food place. Chris S is nice. What part of Florida? So we're gonna go to North Miami Beach. Go Jump says, any drugged up zombies over there? I saw them yesterday afternoon. There's a couple. Photos from around New York says Take 31. Take 31 is phenomenal. Great Korean place here in New York City. Beautiful Korean place. Hardware Z says maybe buy Bitcoin. This is Hardware Z. Hey, Crystal Beauty says new to this channel. Hey, Crystal Beauty. How are you? I'll try to read some of the comments, guys. EBITDA says people who buy SPY are the exact people who got slaughtered today. Well, I guess it just depends on your time frame. Hey, Geo says buy DraftKings. Hey, Tom. Hey, what's up, Geo? Hope everybody's well. Thanks. Says have a safe flight tomorrow, Tom. Appreciate that. William Travis says, is this Madison Square Garden? This is Madison Square Garden. Hey, Pizzita Lopez is here. What's up, Pizzita Lopez? Says North Miami Beach is beautiful. I used to work there. Awesome. It is a very beautiful, quiet neighborhood. That's really something I wanted. I didn't want the party scene in Miami. So a lot of my neighbors are very old school Cuban and Haitian immigrants. Very nice people. Out and about, I did miss the train, but that's okay. Ken Kramer says buy AMD stock on today's dips, is Ken Kramer. MD says hello, I'm from India. Welcome from India, everybody. We love India on the chat. MB says hi, Tom. Are you native New Yorker, born and raised there? Yes, I'm from New York. Indeed. Long Island, New York. Grant Link says hello, Tom. Hello, everybody. Grant, good to see you. Good to see you, Grant. GGNYC. Flavio says hi, Tom. Hello from Brazil. Good luck in Florida. Love Brazil. Jordan LeBeau says, why are you moving to North Miami Beach? Mainly just due to the tax reasons. I'm trying to get a business off the ground, and I don't think it's very, very difficult to do that in New York State unless you have VC money. So unless you have like a venture capital firm backing you and giving you money, it's very difficult to get yourself off the ground here in New York. I'm not saying you can't do it. And also the weather is beautiful in Florida. EBITDA says it was interesting to see how people reacted to Micron's earnings today. Says EBITDA. So EBITDA, are you still in the office or are you about to leave? Are you getting ready to go home? The Munchbox is Airbnb on Lexington Avenue. Julio says, once you get to Florida, you need to start a food tour, my man. Perhaps. So one of the things that I was thinking about, so the main things that I watch for the stock market, right? We need to watch that 10-year yield. And the yield on the 10-year has actually broken out of its range and is going higher. And we've talked about this before, that it's not a good look when you have an uncontrolled spike in that 10-year yield, right? Because the bond market is essentially, the stock market is a derivative of the debt market, right? So it's very, very important we watch that 10-year yield. We want it stable. We don't want it to move up too drastically, right? Because bonds and yields, the price of bonds and yields move inverse to each other. Hey, Tone and Ray Show says, hello, host and chat. What's up, Tone and Ray? Honest is safe travels. When will we see you again? So maybe I'll try to do a stream when I'm in Miami. Hey, the Magic Walker is here. What's up, Magic Walker? Says you dated a stockbroker before. Go Jumps is my Raytheon stock went up today. Very interesting. Hey, Kevin Buffalo says, hi, you're on early. Great catching you live. I got to get up at 5 a.m., so I seldom catch you. Yeah, that is true. We usually are out very, very late at night. But today, Ken, I'm going to take the train to Long Island tonight. I have to move. I have to do everything like in 2 seconds. So a little bit stressful, but we'll get it done. Hey, Michelle says, I love New York. I miss it. Greetings from Peru. Our pal Action Kid says, you need AT&T in Miami. Yeah, Action Kid, I don't know what I'm going to do about that because, to your point, I think Verizon is not very good down there. Hey, Great Walk says, hello from Argentina. Tone and Ray Show says, says, hopefully we'll catch you when you return to New York. We will. Hey, Charlie Richardson is here, says, I love this close-up view. Yeah, so we're right here at MSG, Madison Square Garden. And we're coming up on my favorite picture here, Madison Square Garden. Billy Joel. Billy Joel's my favorite musician. Hello from Berlin. Photos from around New York says, yeah, you need AT&T. Well, what about, does T-Mobile work in Florida? I'm not sure. Does T-Mobile work in Florida? Does anybody know? Wow, Rhino 305 with the $100 super chat. I appreciate that, man. Wow. Thank you so much, man. That's really nice of you. It says, happy housewarming, safe travels, Rhino 305. I'm looking forward to coming down to Florida, being next to you, and I appreciate the support, guys. It's been overwhelming, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. Really do. So Rhino 305, you're the best. Thank you. EBITDA says Verizon is terrible in Miami. Damn it. Yes, I have Verizon. I have to, I gotta change. I think I'm gonna go to the AT&T store. Oh, Rhino 305 says Verizon works fine. So we'll have to do some testing, everybody. War Walker says your parents must be so proud of you. Appreciate that. Hey, Penelope. So guys, we're at the Billy Joel. Great musical artist, great talent, local talent, Long Islander. Gotta respect Billy Joel, right? Zap Balance says, we appreciate you, Tom. I appreciate you guys. Lisa says, Seaspiracy. Lisa loves Seaspiracy. I have to watch it now. EBITDA says, Scenes from an Italian Restaurant is my favorite Billy Joel song. That, you know what, EBITDA, I think that may be mine as well. That's a great song. Great song. The Mighty Bull says, Billy Joel, Taurus the Bull. Lisa says, love Billy Joel. I love Billy Joel too. Chris says, that is a funny quote from Billy Joel. How much did that make him with his shows? B Horseman says, what is going on? Here, everything is okay. That's awesome. GGMYC. Hey, Walking Commuter's here. Wow, it says greetings. So Walking Commuter also has a great show. And I kept getting emails like a week ago, and everybody was saying, hey, are you Walking Commuter? Are you Walking Commuter? And I was like, so I had to check him out. And they're like, you sound exactly like Walking Commuter. And I was like, yeah, I'm Walking Commuter, absolutely. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not Walking Commuter. But supposedly a lot of people have been emailing me and telling me we sound very similar. Very similar. Walking Commuter says, well, they've never seen us in the same place. Very true. We've never been seen in the same room together. That is true. Eamon says, hey man, how much does it cost to rent an apartment in New York? So I think it depends. I think it really depends on what you're looking for. But I think a one bedroom in New York City could cost up to like $3,500. If you go to Brooklyn, the Bronx, or Queens, you could probably get something more affordable. And if you want to save a lot of money, you could live with roommates. Hey, the Mighty Bull. It's a safe trip, Tom, with the $5 super chat. Mighty Bull, I appreciate you. I respect you a lot. And thank you for the support. I really, really appreciate it. Hey, Chris S. says, Billy Joel used to live next to my ex out east. He is a nice guy. He used to be drunk half the time, no joke. He actually hit the car, no way, dropping off his daughter in school in the 90s. No way, that is sick. I mean, that's not good. I don't condone that, but that is a crazy story. EBITDA says, Wall Street, if you need help getting capital, let me know. I can put you in touch with someone I trusted, Bamel. Still in the office, probably till 10 p.m. Jesus. 10-year high S&P under 50 day. Indeed, EBITDA. Well, EBITDA, I appreciate that, man. I may have to reach out to you, but in Miami, I think I may be able to get, I don't need a ton of money. I just would like to just hire one full-time person. That's what I want to do. So if I move to Florida and I save the 6.85% state tax, I could just take that money and just hire one full-time person to help me out with sales. So everybody, this is the topic of the stream tonight. Topic of the stream tonight is this book, AI 2040 by Kai-Fu Lee, for those of you who are just joining. We had a brief conversation about artificial intelligence, machine learning. Kai-Fu Lee is the former president of Google China, and now he runs his own venture capital firm called Sinovation Ventures, where he solely invests into AI and machine learning companies in China. Now, the reason why that's so important is because I think the majority of the earnings generated going over the next decade will come from companies who have a stronghold on the AI market. So you could think about your big mega cap tech stocks, and also some companies in China. However, we do have to watch our risk with investing into China due to the CCP regulations. But if you want to understand artificial intelligence, machine learning in layman's terms, check out this book. He makes it very, very interesting because Kai-Fu Lee hired one of the greatest science fiction writers in all of China to help create stories, 10 stories of their predictions of what AI will look like coming over the next decade. So if you don't really like fiction books and you like science fiction, it's sort of like a sci-fi fiction book where all of this stuff is based on his 30 plus years of studying artificial intelligence and machine learning, but put together in an interesting way that everybody can understand. Yeah, Photos from Around New York says it has some great reviews so far. I'm probably going to read the entire thing. We'll hopefully read the entire thing by the end of the week. Yes, EBITDA. So Wall Street Scaperow, remember to check out The Selfish Gene. So everybody, that's a beautiful, beautiful recommendation from EBITDA. So definitely check that out. Walking Commuter, it's a serious question. My work enrolled me in a target date fund for retirement. Thoughts? Yeah, so Walking Commuter, the majority, I'm assuming this is a 401k plan, right? So the majority of companies that you work for, you'll be automatically enrolled into your 401k, which I think 401ks are fantastic for retirement savings. The only thing that I would suggest looking at, and maybe you could look at this with your financial advisor, is that a target date fund on face value really doesn't tell you what you're invested in. But essentially what it is based upon your age and based upon your retirement date, it sort of adjusts your risk for you. So for example, I'm 26 years old, so I'm probably in a different target date fund than you are. So I probably have, well, if I was invested in one of these things, I would probably have more exposure to equities, right? So let's say if you're, I'm not saying how old you are, but let's say if you're 1 year away from retirement, the majority of your 401k is probably going to be invested, probably and bonds or stocks and bonds. Target date fund is just the adjustment of risk based upon where you are in your retirement life cycle. So the one thing I will say is definitely be very scrupulous and look into exactly what you're invested in, because some target date funds have outrageous fees. And that's what Wall Street likes to do. They like to say, oh yeah, just invest in this target date fund and you'll be fine. But sometimes they have like a 2% management fee. So what I would do is I would log into your retirement portal at Fidelity and definitely see what the expense ratio, it's called expense ratio or management fee. So just make sure the fees aren't too obscene. Check it over with your financial advisor, but that's essentially what a target date fund is. It adjusts your risk based on your parameters and how close you are to retirement. Hey, Soho guy is here. What's up, Soho? EBITDA says all qualified funds have to give you a choice of a minimum of 3 investment vehicles, usually a lot more. If you are under 60, you should be 80% equities. Yeah, so definitely be very meticulous in the amount of fees you're paying. Yeah, so Walking Commuter, if you have a financial advisor or you have a CPA, open up, I'm not sure if you have a Fidelity, who's ever is the custodian of your 401k, if it's Vanguard, just go into the portal and just read the prospectus and just make sure you're not paying some crazy amount of fees. And never take money out of your 401k. Don't even do the loans, nothing. Pat Durr says, what was the future AI book it was called? So I'll show everybody again. It's called AI 2040 by Kai-Fu Lee, former president of Google China. So he ran, during the dot-com bubble, he ran all of the operations of Google in China. Hey, we got Grant Stenton here. So everybody, my train is in like 30 minutes. So I think I'm gonna end it here. So short stream tonight, only an hour. I apologize, but I gotta get some stuff done. But I appreciate everybody. Appreciate everybody joining. It's 403B, indeed. Original Official says, I'm 98 and saving my money for my golden years. Do you think I should pull money out of the stocks and let it ride? I know I have plenty of golden years left to live. I can't advise on what you should do to buy or sell. I can just mainly give a perspective of like financial news and things like that, but I cannot advise on whether you should buy or sell things. Yeah, Lisa, I agree. Indeed, I agree. Hardware Z says, okay, thanks for the stream. Maybe I'll get the book. Yeah, so check out the book. If you want to read the book previous to this, read AI Superpowers by Kai-Fu Lee. Very good. And you could also watch a lot of interviews on YouTube of Kai-Fu Lee as well. Hey, JL says, best of luck to you, Tom. I appreciate it. I wish you the best as well, JL. Laytha is here in the house. What's going on? Grant is joining us from New Zealand, and Grant has a pretty cool... Grant, I think, has a radio station in New Zealand, which is kind of cool. Hey, Wet Soup, what's going on? Wet Soup is here. Just have a good night, Tom. Safe travels. Thank you, Wet Soup. Matthew Janton says, last question, why is the US and CAD not accepting certain types of vaccines? I can't advise on that. I'm not... I don't have any sort of medical experience at all. I have no idea. I really, really don't. Lisa says, now I will subscribe. Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate you being here. Hope you're enjoying New York City. So this is the brand new Moynihan train station. Brand new Moynihan train station. And right here is actually the post office. So it's still the original post office. And I'm so glad they kept the architecture. I believe the city had to fight like hell to keep the architecture intact. Because I think that originally the plans were to build like a futuristic train station, but in my opinion, I actually enjoy the original architecture a lot better. RL says, where are you going? We are going to Long Island, New York, so Nassau County. MB says, take care and good luck on your move. Hey, MB, thank you. I appreciate that. Troy 1995 says, I've been there, so many homeless people on the stairs. Yes, there are. Well, hopefully we're going to get a new mayor, and I think he's going to increase the funding to help a lot of the homeless people in the United States. I mean, in New York City. So I'm optimistic. Ibitas' original architecture is 1,000 times better, isn't it? I'll give you guys a look at it again. Check it out. So Everclear 1102, the post office is still here. So this is a fully operational post office here. Diana Lee, what's going on, Diana Lee? Says, thank you for your informational streams. I wish you well on your travels. Thank you, Diana Lee. Lisa says, so beautiful. Isn't it beautiful? I would much rather have an entire city of this very old architecture than all the new modern buildings, in my opinion. Hey, Matthew says, Trinidad in the house. Now I subscribe. Thanks, buddy, for the amazing views. Hey, Trinidad, that's awesome. Yeah, so EBITDA brings up a great point. He says a lot of homeless people choose to live on the street. They don't want to stay sober while living in the in housing. So one of the things about the homeless shelters in New York City is they're very dangerous. So one of my really good friends is homeless. His name is Jesus. He lives on 59th Street. Very good guy. Hang out with him all the time. And he's like, a lot of us don't want to go into the shelters just because it's so dangerous. These shelters are infested with bed bugs. There's a lot of gang activity, a lot of drug trafficking, drug running. So for their own safety, they'd rather not even go to the shelters. So there definitely needs to be a lot of reform that needs to be done, for sure. But I don't know what that answer is. Troy 1995 says, you have a friend who's homeless. Yeah, so I used to see this guy in Penn Station when I was very, very little. And then when I went to college, I went to John Jay College of Criminal Justice on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. And I was staying in my brother's friend's closet, literally their closet, just so I could commute to school. I didn't have to take the Long Island Railroad. And I'm like, oh my God, is that Jesus? And it was Jesus, and he lives right at 59th Street. So every time I would go to work, we would just talk with each other and hang out till like 2, 3 in the morning. Yes, Sunshine, New York says it's true, Tom. Shelters are a mess. Hey, Lady O says good night, Tom, and everybody. Appreciate you, Lady O. Lady O is our moderator from New Jersey. Latha says the shelters in Manhattan have been dangerous for 30 years. Yeah, there needs to be some reform or to do something about it. I'm not sure what the answer is, though. Uzern Nam 3 with the $10 super chat says, love your streams, bro. I'm in the Madison Square Park area. Hey, good luck in Miami, dude. Hey, thank you so much. Madison Square Park we go to a lot on the streams. Beautiful, beautiful area. Hopefully you're getting Shake Shack. But thank you for the support. I really do appreciate it. Everybody is phenomenal. I really can't thank you enough with all the support of the channel. Cat B says, why don't they watch over the shelters like security or something? In my opinion, and it may be a little bit controversial, is because I think the city runs the shelters. So whenever you have a government bureau or a government agency running anything, it usually turns terrible. So I think if I were mayor, what I would propose is, instead of funding homeless shelters, I would give that money to make very, very affordable housing. And what could happen is, let's say if you're homeless and you don't have any income and you don't have any money, what you could do is take the budget that you would use to, keep the shelters operational and just give it to these people as a stipend to pay the landlords directly. Because if you look at the government funded housing and the New York Housing Authority in New York, the projects are terrible living conditions, really, really terrible. But if you offload that to private entities and you just give these homeless people stipends to pay the rent, I think they're gonna have much more sanitary living conditions. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's something I would propose. Hello Kitty Cat says, is this live? Indeed it is, this is live. Yes, Out and About says container homes are the way to go. Out and About, I think that's a very good, I think there could be some substance there. The container homes are a very fascinating idea. Hey, Josie is here, says Tom. So this is the view out here. Kim Grant says the homeless in Arizona would spend it on drugs, unfortunately. Yeah, what I think they should do, Kim, is cut that stipend directly to the landlords to pay the rent. Zap Allen says, Tom, I think it's way too many homeless people for that. Plus, parts of, the majority of the homeless are mentally ill, unfortunately. It's a complex issue. I don't think there's a one size fits all. EBITDA, I agree. So you would have to make sure that the stipend gets used for housing. I agree with that. Lisa says, good for you. Keep it going. Much love. Appreciate it, Lisa. Life and Liberty says, great idea. Sunshine New York says they do, and the security guards are down the road. Bad activity, unfortunately. Hey, Marco says, hello from Brazil. Troy 1995 says, Baruch College is near Madison Square Park. Love Baruch. It's a good finance school. Cat B says, why don't they watch over the shelters? MB says, are you still going to Vegas by chance? Yes, hopefully later in November or early November. All right, everybody, I do have to run. Quick stream tonight, so apologize for the, oh, check out this dog. Sorry, I have a terrible attention span. But everybody, take it easy, be safe out there, have a great rest of the week, be productive. EBITDA, hopefully you can get home and not stay in the office till 10. So fingers crossed on that one. But I will see everybody later. Daniel G from Buenos Aires, Argentina says, have a safe trip, Tom. Thanks, says bye, Tom, and safe travels. Lisa, much love. Hardware Z, appreciate you. Kim Grant, always good to see you. Always good to see you. GG NYC, have a good one. LV Original, all the moderators, everybody, thank you. Junior, EBITDA, Grant Link, out and about. All of our good moderators, Fred. So everybody, if you want to see Toronto, if you want to see what Toronto looks like from the ground floor level, check out our pal Out and About. Check her out, very good channel. GG NYC, Bedzita Lopez, everybody. Jamal Ratz, a safe travels, Tom. Melee, appreciate you. Fred, Josie. And if you guys want to check out the book, I will leave you off with this. This was the topic of tonight's stream. Very interesting book, the way Kai-Fu Lee details artificial intelligence moving into 2041. The reason why I named it 2041 is because 41 sort of looks like AI. So very good book. They do explain artificial intelligence in a way where people that aren't used to just reading fiction will understand it. So take it easy, everybody. I will see you all in the next one.